Good Thursday morning, everyone. Constance just finished a new painting, and I'm going to post her last uh, five or six paintings. We'll try to get good shots of them. I'll share them on my Facebook page. But this is absolutely one of my favorites. We do not chop up the moon by viewing it through a fishnet. And, of course, we can't see it really good. But it's inspired by Alan Watts, who said separate things are fictitious. Uh, but anyway, this is we do not chop up the moon by viewing it through a fishnet. Constance DuQuette, September 9th, 2020. So, that's one of the things that St. Constance has been up to lately. But this morning, we're going to read the next very short chapter from Accidental Christ. The story of Jesus is told by his uncle. Yesterday, we had sort of a racy encounter with Jesus and one of the roses of Astarte, the Samaritan's sacred prostitutes. And Jesus sort of popped in on them to sort of break the stresses and the monotony of the great conspiracy. And he's on his way to Jerusalem with his disciples, who he's, or at least his Galilean disciples, who aren't too privy to the big conspiracy, but sort of are an insulating factor, a red herring, if you will, to throw people off guard. But anyway, he had a wonderful encounter with the woman at the well, and has gone to bed with her, and we'll pick it up right there in the bedchamber. But it starts with an epigram from St. John, chapter 4, verse 25 and 26. The woman said to him, I know that the Christ is coming, or the Messiah is coming. When he is come, he will teach us everything. And Jesus said to her, I am he who is speaking with you. Chapter 3, and it has in the hard copy, it's got a sort of a beautiful abstract sumi-e picture of a curtain blowing through a window. It was late afternoon before the autumn sun penetrated the veiled window of the couch chamber. The sheer curtain waved aimlessly in the golden sunlight, first lifting its hem to the room's interior, then billowing out of the window like the full sail of a ship. Jesus opened his eyes and stretched his arms. The room breathes. We lie in a mother's womb. Who are you, my Lord? A rose of Astarte never asks that question. As if today I'm no longer in service, so I will ask you again, who is it to whom I have the honor of serving? A man, an ordinary man, the son of a man. Why have you given me such a treasure? Jesus rolled onto his side, turning his back to her. To ransom my soul. There was a long pause. A soft breeze swept the curtain back into the room. You are Jesus, the physician, are you not? You are the wonder worker from Galilee. The others have spoken of you. They say you are a Davidian prince. Am I attired like a prince? He laughed, indicating his nakedness. A king may choose his garment as he will. He rolled over and took her in his arms. Then you must be the queen of heaven. My lord, let me follow you. No. Why? Why not? Because it's not what I want. But my lord, it's what I want. He released her and sat up. Woman, would you corrupt this right with argument? No, my lord, forgive me. She sat up and reached for her garments. Please, I do not wish to offend. The two said nothing. As Jesus robed and began to gather his things, he regretted his harsh tone and wondered why he had reacted so brusquely. He felt obliged to try to recapture the good feeling of just a few moments ago. Well, dear friend, what will you do now? He asked. I'll probably return home to Bethany and live with my sister Martha. Does she know that you are a Jacob's daughter? Of course. She does not approve, but our mother was also in service at the well, so she cannot protest too vehemently. Jesus turned and carefully studied her face. Only then did he recognize the features, and he quickly turned his head to conceal his discomfort. Your father, was he a Jew? She hesitated. Why, yes, my lord. Jesus returned to the bed and sat down facing the window. He pretended to relace his satchel. A goldsmith, perhaps? She could not answer. Your father was a goldsmith, and your name is Mary. She burst into tears and ran to kneel before him. My Lord, how do you know these things? Everything in heaven and earth is connected to everything in heaven and earth. Jesus did not look down at her. He continued to stare straight ahead at the curtain. Perhaps I am a prophet. And that's where that little chapter ends. I don't know if you haven't been following closely along, but just a few pages back, where young Lazar was trying to make sure he could keep his job in the Great Conspiracy and remain a member of Jesus's esoteric entourage. He had to explain himself and his background to the seven elders. And he explained that he was a Samaritan, but a Samaritan Jew, that his father was a Jew, a wealthy goldsmith, but his mother was a whore. But they had a wonderful relationship, and when her father died, or when his father died, he left them property in Bethany. And so Lazar's sisters were named Martha and Mary. And we found that out just a few pages ago. And now Jesus has just discovered that his new Rose of Astarte is Lazarus's, or Lazar's, sister. So that's that. I know it's been a little short today, but we'll pick it up tomorrow as the plot is thickening. And we'll see you Friday morning. This is Thursday. Constance and I have to really go out in that incredibly bizarre, apocalyptic, smoky day. But I'm glad that we have a chance to sort of get away from the insanity of the apocalypse and return with us now to those thrilling days of yesterday. Until then, be good to yourself. Be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love under will.